What's going on, guys? It's Chris, SVT Garage, and we are back in Ryan's garage. And you can tell the car's back up on jack stands again for the 5th time this year, and we're only in March.
It spends most of its time on stands.
For good reasons, for not he didn't break nothing, nothing detrimental happened to it, nothing mechanically happened to it. He did put some nice stuff on here. Again, the car is probably one of the cleanest Cobras around. He does put nice stuff on it, and we're going to get into everything he did on that. So let's get this going. Ryan, give us a quick introduction, what the car is for people who haven't seen it on the channel.
Yeah, so it's a Satin 03. It's got 44,000 miles on it now. I got it with 40,000. It's got pretty much everything you can do to it at this point besides a built bottom end. Gen 5 Whipple with a 3375 upper and a 2-pound lower. RXT clutch. I just put a new drive shaft in it. The IRS is built, full tilt boogie, G-force axles, 4 level 2 fuel system with twin 525 pumps, FIC 1200 injectors, GT500 MAF, and it's tuned by Kevin Dunn.
Great. This car's got a good build list. And if you guys don't know, Brian does all that himself right here in the garage. If you guys saw the last video we had, was my top 5 mod list. This thing exceeded that list by tenfold. You know, he's got the new Gen 3 Whipple on there. He's got a bunch of nice parts. He's got the got the wheel and tire package thing going on. Clutch, everything's been touched. The fuel system. This thing is just gone through. And Ryan, this is your first 03 Cobra, right?
Yep.
So he just he went ham. He just ignored those basic top 5 stuff and just went crazy with it.
When I got it, it had a 2.3 Whipple on it. It had some stuff done to it already.
It wasn't stock, but he knew what he wanted. He's been dreaming of these cars for years, and once he got his hands on a nice one, bought it sight unseen up in Michigan.
Yeah,
up in Michigan, drove it back to Florida, flew up and drove it back. So you know, he's one of them guys. Enjoys the car, drives it, and builds it, and again does everything himself. So we're gonna go through right now why it's back up on the jack stands again. You guys can go through my videos and see 3 or 4 of these videos. This isn't the same time. This is a new time.
Yeah.
So
last time we were on with the car, we took it for a ride, and I was debating on taking the Gen 5 off and going back down to a 2.3. Changed the pulley setup, did a few things. I went down to the 3375 pulley on it since the VMP show.
Yeah.
There was a car with a very similar setup there that made 770 consistently, and on the 3.5 and the 2-pound, so I wanted a little bit more, so I went down to the 3375 and the 2-pound lower. So I haven't driven it since then. Did you do a video about the problems we ran into driving home with fuel and everything?
I didn't. You know, that's one thing. Again, this whole YouTube thing's kind of new, and I'm learning as I'm going. Yeah. I was thinking about it too. I did not really document all that rain that we hit. Yeah. I should have. I didn't document the E85 issue that me and him ran into. Yeah. I should have. But learning curve, again, I did say in one of the videos, make sure you bring your tuner. Because
so that kind of, like, we can segue into basically why the car is where it's at from that. The VMP show was awesome. The drive home was horrible.
Awesome show. Yeah.
The route we had planned, for some reason, the GPS took us a different way than I had mapped out for fuel. So we ended up at a racetrack that did not have ethanol, and I was at a quarter of a tank, and the nearest one was 50 miles away. The car gets around 7 miles a gallon on the highway on the 85.
Same.
So in the pouring torrential rain on ET streets with no windshield wipers on the car because it only goes out on sunny days, we drove 50 miles and coasted into another racetrack that told me on the phone that they had ethanol. I literally coasted in on fumes. The car was dying as we pulled in, and they didn't have ethanol. So
they didn't even sell it. It wasn't even on the pumps. It's not like they were out. They didn't have ethanol, period. And we called, and they're like, yeah, we have E85. Come on in.
So I'm stranded with no 93 tune 2 hours from my house with no E85 within 100 miles from where we were at, pretty much. Thank God for Kevin Dunn.
This dude comes in clutch.
I text him on a Saturday evening, and he wrote me a 93 tune, and I had my laptop and my tuner with me. If you do anything with these cars, with programmers or whatever, always keep your laptop in the car and keep the handheld in the car. You never know what you're going to have to do, you know. Kevin emailed me a 93 tune. I flashed it right there at the pump, put 93 in it, and limped home. For an on-the-fly tune, it drove home fine. I only put about a quarter, maybe a half tank in it, and I got it home, and there was a few things I needed to do to begin with. My old exhaust had burned through on the gas tank, on the fuel tank cover, so I wanted to replace that cover. And I said, you know what? I have a leak at the fuel hat where the gasket had gotten pinched, and there was just a few things I needed to fix, just, you know, maintenance stuff. So I dropped the fuel tank, I replaced the gasket on the hat, I replaced the emission vent valve seals, and replaced the fuel tank cover as well. And when I was in there, I changed the socks on the Walbro pumps, took all the 93 out, cleaned the tank, and it's got E85 back in it. I flashed it back to the E85 tune, so the only 93 that's left in it is what's in the lines
yeah.
and injectors. There's like 6 gallons of E85 in there now, so I'm going to run that out, refill it, and then I should be good to go back at full power on E85. But yeah, the car was absolutely filthy, and you know, you guys have seen this car on here, you know how I am with it. So I was literally losing my mind driving home, knowing that there was just dirt and debris all over the car. I mean, it was absolutely trashed.
Yeah.
And I'm still cleaning it, still finding sand and clay and dirt. It drives me.
I don't know what that was.
It
that
drives
was
me
like,
insane.
It was like a mixture because they were doing some road construction.
Yeah.
You guys saw in one of my videos that the mineral car was probably one that really broke my heart because I just paint corrected it and freshly ceramic coated it, and when I got it home, it was just covered in this like
awful,
almost like cementy style like clay dirt stuff, and it was in everything, on everything, and I'm like, oh my god, I didn't even get underneath the car yet.
Like I keep this thing, you can eat off the underside of this car.
Correct.
The IRS is, everything is spotless,
just
always
freshly powder coated.
Yeah,
so
it's destroyed under there. The inside, I got to take the wheels off and clean the fender wells. They're caked with stuff. It's been a lot of work to get it back to where I usually keep it at. I'm still finding stuff that needs to be cleaned. But so since the last video, we changed the upper pulley. The PEM drive shaft came in with the Sonax yokes, so that's installed now. We'll show you that. I got a new radiator cover from Harpel. I went with
how many is that? Number 3.
This is number 3.
That's number 3.
This is the third time's the charm. This one's just all silver with no lettering. I wanted it to be clean under the hood, simple.
I'm gonna throw this out there, Harpel. If you're watching this video, give
this man. You're welcome.
Give this man like something. Send him something, a T-shirt, because he has spent. He's bought every piece that on that site. He has to know your name by now. Oh, Ryan Ward bought another part.
We message on Messenger.
Yeah, so he, the guy makes some awesome products. Ryan sports everything the guy makes, and we'll do a quick run through the car and that as well.
We need him to make some inserts here for these side scoops. Phil, if you're watching that,
who was
True Forge used to do it.
True Forge, and didn't that Carbon company?
I don't know.
Carbon Design or something. Yeah. Guys, comment below.
Carbon
Driven. Yeah, they used to make it. Where it looked like they went out of business, but their website was always up.
Yeah.
But I think their website is back to selling stuff now.
I'm not sure.
So hopefully we can get some nice inserts here for these.
The Carbon is a rabbit hole that I'm not going down because I've spent so much money already.
I started going down that Carbon rabbit hole, and it's you can't stop, and I had to force myself to stop because I was buying the A-pillars, I was buying the new center console cover. It just kept going and going.
It's a lot.
Bought the door sills, like it's just it adds up real quick. It's hundreds and hundreds. But
the other thing we talked about, the exhaust. I was tired of the stingers on the car. It was just, I want to be able to hear myself think. I guess I'm just getting old, and I want to hear the blower. So I had taken the mid pipe off, and I had a buddy of mine weld in some Total Flow resonators on the mid pipe. It helped. I mean, it's still loud. I still had some drone. So after the VMP show, I pulled that off. I sold it to a buddy of mine who actually bought it before the show and let me keep it so I could go to the show. And back on February 1st, I ordered a Bassani setup for this. It's March 18th.
I'll just say today's March 18th, just to give you guys an idea.
Still don't have the Bassani exhaust. Apparently, everything Bassani now is made to order, and they're 6 to 8 weeks out.
Which they don't say that on the website.
They don't say that.
On Lightning Force.
LFP says in stock on their website. You order it, then they send it to Bassani, and Bassani fills it. They said it's usually 2 weeks. Bassani's running 8 weeks behind. I've talked to a couple of guys on SVT Performance that said the stuff they've gotten from them recently has been missing clamps, damaged parts. They said the quality control is horrible there. So I'm praying to God that this comes in good condition with everything I need to install it, or I'm gonna not be happy.
I understand, because it is frustrating, kind of ordering stuff like that, especially when it says it's in stock, and they're kind of LFP.
Their hands are tied because they're Bassani's saying it's going to ship. They tell me it's going to ship, and then it doesn't ship.
It doesn't ship.
So it's not Lightning Force at all. They've been good getting back to me. They've been on top of it. It's been Bassani that's just.
I like Lightning Force. I have their heat exchanger on my car.
Yeah.
I've had it on 2 or 3 other cars. They make good products. It's just unfortunate that kind of the middleman, LFP, is kind of stuck with their hands tied, because when I love the Bassani. I did the 3-inch catback on my car 4 years ago. I don't remember waiting that 8 weeks for it. I
think this is a fairly new thing where they're not stocking anything for these cars anymore.
Which is so bizarre.
Everything's made to order. So that's supposed to be here Friday, according to UPS. So the second it gets here, I'm going to polish it to a mirror finish, and then put a coating on it, ceramic coating or whatever to keep it clean. And then it's going immediately on the car, and I'm driving the car Friday night because I haven't driven it since the 16th of February. It's been sitting. And this is like my therapy, and I really need it right now. So the second that comes in, it's going back on the car, and the car's going to be out on the road. There's no other plans right now. I was initially thinking about pulling the motor out in April or May to do cams, head studs, Wonder Racing timing set, Cobra Engineering, parts, all that. I'm not. Some things have changed in my life, and I'm right now the car's how it's sitting right now. Once the Bassani exhaust comes, that's it.
Dude, Rocket, I've been kind of telling them this. Leave this car alone for a little bit, because again, it is for good reasons. It's on jack stands a lot. Enjoy the car, especially you guys understand the whole therapy side of this stuff. My car, you guys know as well. Like my father passed away the 22nd of February. I was hanging out at the house. I was on the phone with my girlfriend. I was like, "Hey, I gotta let you go." My mind was racing. I hopped in my car and I just left. And sometimes we need that. Sometimes you need that. So just get this thing back on the ground. I would like to make a video of us doing a polishing segment, because I'm pretty good at it.
It's gonna happen on
He's
Friday.
pretty good at it, so we can make that exhaust look.
Oh, it's gonna
look solid.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be perfect. It'll be mint. I have the Zephyr kit, so we'll hit it with some sandpaper and different grits and work our way up, and then hit it with the Zephyr kit. That MGW frame that I polished came out really good.
They come out real good.
And I mean, that's the next huge purchase for this when the time comes will be a Magnum. Just because this is still a T56, a stock T56 with a 26 spline input shaft, and that's.
Hey, I've been a T56 input shaft car on mine, and it's been 7 right now 819 for the last 8 years. But I do same thing. I would like to upgrade.
It's time to just leave this alone for a little bit and enjoy it. I do want to do a few things on the interior. I want to do some door sill plates from Harpel on the inside.
Does he make those?
Yeah. And maybe
on the actual door panel?
On the inside, no, just
the
piece on, the sill.
You know what I want is I want that. There was a company or a guy, I don't know, guys, comment, let me know. The Saline always said S281.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want something like that.
Yeah. He can do it. Phil can do anything. So I talked to him. I want him to be plain.
He's doing a one-off piece for me. Hopefully I get it soon. But it's been about a month. 6 weeks. So
stuff takes time.
Yeah, it takes time.
It's one guy.
I messaged him. I said, "Hey, can you do this for me?" He got back with me in 48 hours. He goes, "Yes, I can. Here's the invoice. I paid it. So hopefully that'll get done soon."
So for the fuel system, I dropped the tank. I put new socks on the pumps. I went
while you're in there moment, right?
I'm the king of
we're
the
all
while
in
you're
there,
in
right?
Yeah.
So
when I was in there. I did that, and then I did the fuel strap stud kit through LMR, so it replaces the bolts.
Yeah.
And then when you put the tank in, you don't have to mess with the bolts for the straps. It's just a stud. and then you put the nuts on.
Okay.
The LMR gas tank cover is super nice. It's smooth, which I like better than the factory one that's textured because you can just wipe that down.
Yeah, it looks good too.
Yeah, it's nice.
There's a company called Mudslinger, and the stuff is made for like dirt bikes and like ATVs and UTVs and stuff. It's designed to shine it, but not to let stuff stick to it.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll do like a little episode on that, is because I've read it's a good product.
Yeah.
And especially for underneath the car where it's constantly dirty and obviously exposed to everything. Like maybe we'll do some mudslinging.
Yeah. I had to go through and clean the interior at the gas station in the chaos of running out of fuel and everything else. Yeah. Somehow my passenger side window got left down in a torrential and literally flooded the inside of the car. On the
let's not say flood.
Oh, it was.
Let's just say he got a decent amount of water in there, unnecessarily, because
on the seat. The seat was soaked.
Because again, we were, and I can understand why the window might have been left down. There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
It was pouring rain. Luckily, when I got, you guys can see that video too, that Kurgan one I did. They're great there. He's like, "Hey man, you want a 93 tune?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Yeah. I luckily keep my tuner in the back seat. We're running out of fuel. We pull in. I'm on fumes. My fuel light's on, and I'm like, brother, like I plug that thing in, I ran a whole tank of 93 to clean it out again while kind of doing it while you're in there. Clean that out. I just put my second tank of E85 back in the car. That first tank I didn't come into boost. I didn't go over like 4,000 RPM. I just wanted to make sure all that premium was out. And I'm now just on that full second tank, so now I can enjoy the car again.
See, if I had a full tank of 93, it would have taken me 6 months to burn through that.
It took me forever. I was finding reasons to drive it. Like,
yeah.
You know, my girl lives an hour from me, so I was like taking the thing on a trip there just because I was like, how am I gonna get this fuel out of here?
I don't want to drive it because the roads here in Tampa, Clearwater, are absolutely horrible. They're doing construction. They'll
every 12 feet.
They'll build a new road and then they'll tear it up and build another new road just to do construction. So there's rocks, there's debris. I mean, it's a nightmare. I only drive this car at night or on the weekends because the traffic and the road debris is unbelievable. Yeah. And I'm so OCD with the front of the car and the way it's. I don't want rock chips. I don't want scratches. So I'm super particular when I drive it. It's kind of, I guess it is what it is if I want to keep it nice. But so yeah, I mean. That's pretty much where we're at.
Let's show them the
little walk around.
Let's show them the drive shaft real quick because again he scored.
The drive shaft came from Consensual Inductions in Texas. He has a contact with Performance Engineering Manufacturing, I believe is the name of it.
Yeah.
And so it's a full carbon drive shaft rated to 2,000 horsepower, Sonax yokes. It was another one of those. While you're in there, I had a output shaft. Seal leaking.
I think we all can agree that while you were in there, phrase works for everything because we're like, hey, you know, I gotta get this part because while I'm in there, I'm changing the drive shaft. I need a new gas tank cover. Yep. So you guys can see we're gonna get down here. By the way, his garage is spotless as well, so I'm literally just laying on this thing. But the IRS came out great. He dropped that a couple months back. October. Got that all powder coated up. He's got the new LMR cover on there, but check out this drive shaft. He will never need to replace this drive shaft for as long as he lives.
I've got the Stifler's trans mount and then the Stifler's drive shaft loop.
Yep.
I got new Ford bolts for the pinion
in
the back.
Let's go check out those True Flows too, right? Yeah. Because those look good. I was actually peeking on them, and I was like, "Ooh, I kind of like that."
Grab that MGW frame that I polished for you.
Yeah. Oh wait, let's show them this MGW. So, some OG Cobra stuff here are these MGW license plate frames. He was looking for one, and I think he'll correct me when he comes back, but I believe the guy's like, "Hey, I think I have two." So he bought two black ones and stripped the other one, I think, and polished it. I'm pretty sure he stripped it. Came out great, looks good, so he's keeping that one for, I think I'll have him tell you guys why he's keeping that one. But anyways, here's the, that Total Flow setup he's got. They look awesome on there. And just, again, to quiet down the car a little bit, but It's still loud, so he went with that Bassani. Check that out.
This one was textured black, so we hit it with that stripper,
yep.
and then I polished it, and it came out pretty good. I maybe could do it one more time.
Dude, that looks solid, though.
Yeah, for doing it by hand in the garage, my first time polishing something from textured to a raw material.
So, but both of these came black, because I was trying to... Okay, so correct myself. So both did come black, and you did strip that one and polish it. Now,
this one's for the future Red Fire.
I literally said, hey, I'm going to let you guys... let him tell you guys why he got that one. So he does want, in the future, sooner than later, a bone stock Red Fire car just to have chilling in the empty spot here. Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll see. Down the road. Obviously down the road.
Also have a custom license plate coming for the car.
Ooh, grab mine. Yeah. No, tell him.
Satin 03
okay.
is what it is.
Yeah.
So I wanted something kind of, cool. And
something different. I went to the DMV, and I had my old one said Boost Lee, and they're like, oh hey, you have to. These are only good for 10 years. You have to see if this one is still going to be available. Which I'm like, of course it is, because it's on my car. Mm-hmm. And second, or do you want to change it? I was like, I called him. He picked up. And I was like, dude, what should we do? And he's like, bro,
that's pretty good.
SVT Garage. So it's official. We got that. Hey, let me borrow that one. Let me borrow that one.
It took me years.
You know what? We'll see how it looks on the Red Fire.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? I mean, how's that sound? Yeah, you guys heard it first. I'm taking that with me. Give it to me.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we got going on up here? Oh, the Harple. Yep. So we started with what now?
That was, so I had the black one
yep.
that said Terminator that was etched in with the open letters.
Yep.
And then I sanded the bottom down and painted it silver.
Yep.
Then I had an all black one that said Terminator in thick silver letters.
Yep.
And then I got this, which is what I wanted to begin
That's
with.
the one that's on Joe's car.
Yeah.
Not our Joe. Not this Joe.
He's got one from me too. Actually, I've had 4 of these.
Oh. So he does. He's got the one on the Mystic.
And that one. And that car.
Oh my God, bro! Yeah, and they're all from Harple.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So this is his. You can get it. Like I said, this is just powder coated silver with no lettering. I wanted clean. So.
And again, this car is clean. You guys have seen this whole setup before. He has one of the nicest Cobras on the road when it's actually on the road, and the guy just takes care of this car. He worked his butt off for this, saved, and has dreamed of these cars. Has wanted one, and then pulled the trigger, and then went absolutely bananas.
Yep. And then this is the new pulley. I haven't felt it with this pulley on
So
yet.
we haven't driven it with this on there. We should do. Hey, can you promise me something?
New exhaust.
No.
Pulley?
Can you promise me something?
Yeah.
You guys, you're not driving this until we both. I want to film the reaction of the new pulley setup.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Let's do it. Yeah. So video to come, guys, on that. We'll check out the new the new pulley setup. And what do you got on the bottom?
2 pound.
2 pound, okay. And you've always had the 2 pound.
No, that's new.
Oh,
it was on there last time we took a ride, but the 2 pound
with this one is new. Okay, all right.
Yep.
Roger that. Car looks great, man. I'm glad Bassani's finally shipping that out, and this guy can get this thing back on the road. You're gonna see a lot more of him. We're going to be doing some collaborating stuff together. So you guys will see a little bit more Ryan. I think, he'd be an awesome addition to the channel. But, dude, I appreciate it. Absolutely. As always. The car is great. You're an awesome dude. You. And you guys seem to appreciate this car as well. So give us a like. Give us a follow. Subscribe. And let's keep this channel going in the direction it is. As always, I keep saying it. I appreciate you guys. Wouldn't be possible without anybody. So without all of you. So again, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. And we're gonna keep pushing out the Cobra content, the Mustang stuff, and see what we can get into from there. But as always, guys, thanks again. It's Chris, SVT Garage. Quick update. I want to show you guys what Joe did. He switched some wheels around. So let's go check this thing out and see what he did. So you guys know Joe has the Mystic convertible. He also has what we call the Banana.
Or Big Bird.
Big Bird. Big Bird, yeah. So he's the Big Bird of the Banana of the group. These are the 18-inch AFSs that were on the Mystic. He sold the Salines that were on there because, again, this is a great... I said in the other video, right? Yeah. The last video I just posted, you cannot go wrong with a set of 18-inch rep wheels, and the car looks fantastic on there. The wheels look fantastic on there on the car. But he got these for $300, and I hate him for it. Put them on the Mystic. Realized he really doesn't need a 10-inch rear on the car that he's keeping stock. So he ordered another set of 18s, but the 18 by 9s, right?
Yeah.
Square.
LMRs.
LMR 18s. So those are coming in, or in back order, whatever's going on there, and dropped the 18 by 10.5s on here and the 18 by 9.5s. So car looks fantastic.
He did some stuff under the hood. He replaced some hardware.
Oh,
I think this thing's pretty much perfect now. I'm trying to get him to take the tinted taillights off and go back to his stock taillight.
So he did the whole, he did all the hardware on here, guys.
All stainless
hardware.
All
the stainless hardware. He went around the whole thing.
This thing's getting tuned by Kevin Dunn, hopefully in the next couple months.
The valve covers. Yeah, he did good, man. This is a...
Big Bird.
This is Big Bird, man. Big Bird will run you.
This is another Harple cover off my car.
But you can just, Joe just doesn't take care of it like you do. This thing's dirty. Yeah, this one's the day.
Got 100,000 miles on it.
Yeah, 100,000 miles, but it's a built motor.
Yep, built motor car.
And he traded a Lightning for this thing. Yep. He did good.
This is gonna make some steam when it's.
Yeah, I really can't wait for him to finally.
32 pounds of boost.
I can't wait to see this thing done. So. But guys, I'm kind of throwing this part of the video in there because I wanted to touch on that. But again, with the couple of us here, just between the three of us, there's like 5 of these Cobras. So it's awesome. It's a good little group, and you don't see many of these, but when we go out, they're all there. Again, guys, thanks. It's Chris, SVT Garage, and as always, I appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one.